to part 3 of the series SDGs in Action, Shaping Global Citizens. Today I'll be covering SDG 6 to 11, and I'll be also telling you some stories and activities that you can do with the children in lines of these SDGs. But before we move on, I would like to request you to subscribe to the channel. We have seen that there are a lot of people who watch the videos, yet they forget to subscribe. So don't wait. If you want to keep watching these videos, subscribe to the channel and be a part of the Mockingbird Show. SDG 6 is clean water and sanitation. Clean water needs to be accessible for everyone because water is vital for our existence, and so is sanitation. Toilets should be available for everyone for basic hygiene and for sanitation. How do we make children understand the importance of clean water and sanitation? Recently, we had an activity at our Tenderpetal centers where the teacher explained the importance of conserving water. She told them about using a bucket and mug instead of a shower in order to conserve water. And the next day, a parent came and she told the teacher that she's learned something really good and she was not ready to use this shower. Instead, she wanted a bucket and mug because she wanted to conserve water. This was such a wonderful example that was set for the other children as well. And we really appreciated the effort of the educator in sending across the message. As far as toilets are concerned, the use of toilets, the use of the basic sanitary etiquettes is important. We also talk a lot about washing hands in the right manner. We had seen that during the COVID. A lot of trainings were going on about how to wash hands in the most best way to keep away germs. So clean water and sanitation can be taught with small examples. Moving forward to the next SDG, it's affordable and clean energy. We talk a lot about conserving electricity, of using it in the right manner. Why don't we give children some activities related to it? We can show them cutouts of lights and fans and taps and tell them to switch it on and off when required. So they would not let electricity flow uselessly. So this is a huge message that can be sent out by these small activities, and these would become a habit for them. Also, we as parents and educators need to set the right examples for them. We need to show them that every time we are leaving the room, we are switching off what is not required, the fan or the light or the air conditioner. The next SDG is decent work and economic growth. To explain these to children, we generally have our topic people who help us. So in this topic, we cover what everybody does, the role of every profession in the society. We talk about plumbers, about doctors, about nurses, about masons, and we tell them that every person and every person's work makes sense. It is important for us in order to live a good life. Let me tell you a short story. Neena always buys corn from Grandpa, who sits in a stall outside her school. And Neena feels that Grandpa is not doing something very important. He's just selling corns and he doesn't have a car. So Neena one day tells Grandpa that, what is this work that you do? And Grandpa says, I sell corns, I sell happiness. Neena shrugs. She's not convinced and she goes back home. The next day, Neena returns from school and she sees that old Grandpa is not there, and so is her plate of corns. She so wanted to have the corns and she was thinking what she would do. Why is grandpa not there? And she tells her father, Father, today grandpa is not there. Who will give me the corns? And Neena's father tells her, see, grandpa got you happiness and grandpa's plate of corn actually matters. Neena said, yes, grandpa makes a lot of difference in my life. He gives me a lot of joy. I hope he comes back tomorrow. The next day after school, Neena comes out and sees grandpa's stall. And she says, thank you, grandpa, for being there. You really give me a lot of happiness with your plate of corn. I love to eat it. And grandpa says, thank you for appreciating my work. And that is how Neena understands the importance and the dignity of work. Moving on to SDG 9, it's industry, innovation, and infrastructure. In order to live a good life, we need good roads, good schools, hospitals, and access to internet, and so forth. How can we make children understand the importance of a good infrastructure, industry, and innovation? You can give them an activity with blocks where they use the blocks to build a bridge over a river. The river is creating problem because there is no bridge and they need to reach the other side because they have work there. We can also make them do activities such as building roads and buildings in order to live a good life. Children can engage in different kind of projects related to these activities where they are looking at a solution. They're looking at infrastructure and innovation as a part of growth. Moving on to SDG 10, reduced inequalities. Everybody should be treated fairly, no matter how they look, where they come from. And this, again, needs to be instilled in every child through different activities. They should understand tolerance, inclusivity, diversity, love for one another, harmony, and empathy. And how can we do it? Let me suggest an activity for this. It can be the same and different mirror game, where children come in front of the mirror and they celebrate their differences in their looks and their language and all of it. And this is how they will learn to appreciate each other. You can also read them stories related to reduce inequalities. We can talk about inclusion, about children who are in a wheelchair but would like to attend a school. And so they are encouraged to build a ramp with the blocks they have so that their friend who is on a wheelchair can attend school along with them. Such activities and stories would enable them to understand that everybody is equal, everybody needs to be treated fairly, and this world is for everyone. Coming to SDG 11, it is sustainable cities and communities. It talks about safe cities, good cities, where there is greenery, where there are all facilities. One activity we can involve our children in is Clean City, Happy Hearts. So we often do that in our schools where children go out to the neighborhood and help in cleaning activities. They also sometimes gift saplings to the neighbors to plant in their garden. And these kind of small activities help them to understand the importance of keeping their surroundings clean. Also, we can talk to children about parks, about public transport, how these need to be maintained so that everybody can enjoy these facilities. This would instill in them a quality which would allow them to think about sustainability in terms of sustainable cities and communities. Children need to be taught to be responsible, to love each other. They need to be taught to conserve the nature, conserve the resources that we have. And these are the basic tenets of the 17 SDG goals. I come to the end of part 3 of the series. And in the next one, I would be explaining SDG 12 to SDG 17 with relevant examples. So stay tuned, and if you have not yet subscribed to the channel, do so by clicking the subscribe button, and we will stay connected forever. See you again next week. Till then, stay happy, stay blessed, and stay informed.